All right, YouTube. So, Beto O'Rourke is the Democrat running against Ted Cruz. In my opinion, I think Ted Cruz is probably going to get reelected, despite being a neocon, a rhino, an evangelocon, as I've heard some people use that term. I thought it's a pretty cool term. And it makes sense because Ted Cruz is like one of these Bible thumpers, and I'm not really for that, to be honest. It's not really in style, I guess. Anyway, so this guy, Beto O'Rourke, he's speaking at this campaign event, which is AKA a very low-energy, low-attendance rally. This thing probably had like 500 people. Most of them were like donors, lobbyists, special interests. Basically the ruling class. In just a little context, Trump gets like 10,000 people, and he's got people lining up outside. And Trump's just got the personality, so it doesn't really matter what kind of venue he's at. He's always going to draw a crowd. But yeah, this guy is like in a very like highly contained environment. There's probably no protesters or any like dissidents or whatever, and there's this obvious plant that's like, oh, I come from a family of veterans, and we're very disrespected by the kneeling that's going on in the NFL, and like, what do you think about it? And Beto O'Rourke was like, give him credit, he just like flat out said, no, I don't think it's disrespectful. But look, this is what's happening. They're politicizing the kneeling, and they're essentially using it as an opportunity to virtue signal, similar to Chuck Schumer, what he does. And, I mean, that's just kind of what I'm noticing. That seems to be a recurring theme with the Democrats. And that's why the Democrats are probably going to lose, most of their seats coming up this midterm election, in my opinion. I think there totally is going to be a red wave, because I think that the Republicans' message is a lot stronger than the Democrats, because it's like more pragmatic. It's talking about like tax cuts and, like a little more firmer foreign policy, I guess, but a little less interventionist, that is. The Democrats seem to be very like pro-censorship, pro-war, pro-everything that's bad for America, so pro-immigration. And, immigration's not a bad thing, but we have a lot of people in this country, folks, and that seems to be a nice little warning sign to kind of tighten things up. But yeah, look, here's the deal with the kneeling, just before we go any further, and I think I might even leave it at that. The kneeling was originally something that Colin Kaepernick did when he was benched. He was pouting during the national anthem, and then because he has an afro and he like held his fist up like that, it was like looked at as like a civil rights thing. So, and then Trump gets elected, and then basically they're kneeling because Trump is president. That seems to be the reason why they're kneeling, and they hide it behind like, oh, there's so much injustice in the black community and everything, which is totally fucking true. That is obviously true. But what is kneeling exactly doing? What are you fucking accomplishing? And it's like, even at that, it's like, you guys knelt before and you guys got national spotlight. Okay, that's great. You guys are finally in the spotlight, but you didn't do anything with it. You just continued to kneel. There's no message behind it. It's just fucking pointless. And look, they can kneel however long they want, honestly. I really don't give a shit, to be honest, because I don't watch football anymore, Ever since the 49ers fired Jim Harbaugh, I was like, you know what, fuck this. Like, and I'm kind of starting to feel the same way about baseball. Like, Bobby Evans is just so fucking incompetent. Brian Sabian, I think he's really taken a hands-off approach, to be honest. And Giants just fucking suck now, honestly. Pardon my French. Alright, that was a pretty good take. I'm going to end on that. But, honestly, that was just a nice little opportunity for Beto O'Rourke to virtue signal, similar to Chuck Schumer. And most people aren't having that. Most people are going to say, like, that's bullshit. And they're never going to hear that, though, because they're always in these, like, highly contained environments with no protesters or anything. So, yeah, it's just bullshit, folks. And I really do think there's going to be a red wave, honestly. Like, just the Democrats have such a weak message at this point. And the Republicans have a very strong message. It's pragmatic, talking about tax cuts. And look, if they can pass a second round of tax cuts, that'd be fucking awesome. That's just my opinion.